Hi, this is the Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash version of Girl from the North Country. Girl from the North Country, like one of Dylan's best songs, I think, and I absolutely love the original of this, and I will do a lesson on how to play that at some point. It's very different from this version. But this version is really good as well, but this one's much simpler. So what I'm really looking at here, I mean, obviously there's two of them playing on this, and it's quite hard to sort of distinguish between the two guitars, but I think what I'm sort of really focusing on here is more what Dylan's playing rather than what Johnny Cash is playing. Anyway, basic chord sequence, we've got G, which is standard G like this. Some of the time in this song, it's easier if you can play it with these three fingers without using this first finger, and you'll see why in a sec. So it's just a standard G chord, you probably know, but bear in mind we want to be able to play it sometimes with these three. And it's just 3rd fret on the 6th string, 2nd fret on the 5th string, 3rd fret on the 1st string. The other ones are open. Sounds the same whichever fingers you use. Okay, so it's G, B minor. B minor needs to be a bar chord, and that's barring across 5 strings at 2nd fret. And then we've got an A minor shape here, so that's 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, 4th finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. Don't play the E string. So then we've got C, but really it's a C over G, which is the C chord you might have played before with the bass note here added. It gives you a fuller sound. It sounds like that's the one he's playing. So I've got my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, 4th finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, 2nd finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and the other 2 strings are open. And the only other chord used is a passing chord, which isn't used every time, which is called G6 sus4. It sounds complicated, it's in a lot of songs, this chord. Johnny Cash definitely uses this in some of his songs, and Dylan uses it in a lot of his songs as well. And it's certainly being used here. I think Bob Dylan is playing this sometimes. I don't know if Johnny Cash does it in this song. Now for this, you really need to play the G with these 3 fingers. And this passing chord comes from the G at the end of the sequence before you start again on another G. So it's just something that happens to break up the 2 Gs, the G at the end of the sequence and the G at the beginning of the next one. And all we do is move 2nd finger to the 4th string and then add the 1st finger on the 2nd fret, sorry, on the 2nd string, 1st fret. Now this 5th string now is kind of open because we haven't got a finger on it, but this finger will probably be touching it, and it's good if it is. You don't really want that string to ring out. You want it to be muted, so just touch it from above with that one. So we've got 3, mute, 2, open, 1, 3. G6 sus4. And the way that sort of fits in with the sequence is, as I said, you're playing the G, you go to that one as a passing chord before then going back to G to start the next sequence. So at the very beginning of the song you might play the G chord like that, but by the end of the sequence you want to be using this one every time you want to add the passing chord in. I think it's a bit random where the passing chord comes in. So what I'll do is I'll play through the sequence twice, and I'll put the passing chord in the first time and I won't the second time. And that's it, that's what the song does. It's the whole thing. If you look at the video, there's a video of them playing this. It's quite hard to see the guitar most of the time, but you can definitely see Dylan sometimes playing his G like this with these 3 fingers, and sometimes like that with those 3 when he's going to go to this. So yeah, what my suggestion would be for this song to always play the G like that. just makes it easier. And then when you want to add in the passing chord, you can, and if you don't, it doesn't really matter. In terms of the right hand and the rhythm, it's a very simple kind of strum pattern. I haven't analysed the strum, but it's something like this: a small sort of mainly bass notes, bass strings hit where you kind of go, and then down, up, down, up. So it's, that's very rough. So. And that passing chord fits in with that rhythm as well. If you're doing the passing chord, you play the sort of bass note strum, down, add the passing chord, up, down, take the passing chord away, back to G, up. So you've basically got two strums on the passing chord, and then take it off and go back to G. Do that really slowly. If you have any questions, though, please put them in the comments. And if you want me to look at the rhythm in a bit more detail, I can do, but I think for most people it won't be necessary. But if you want me to, mention that in the comments. Please click like if you like this one. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, thanks.